Welcome back everybody to Justin Guides. Tonight we're going to dip our toes into a really popular topic, which is night vision optics and how they look like through passive aiming. While this isn't all the optics out there, these are some of the more popular and more capable ones that I've seen on the scenes. Many of these optics fall into a very different price category, so it's going to be very easy to find one that fits your needs and shooting style. With that said, we're going to be comparing the Eotech EXPS 3-0, Aimpoint T2, Aimpoint Comp M5, Holosun 515, the Vortex Sparc AR, the Sig Romeo 5, and the Sig 4T Pro with multi-dot reticle and the single dot reticle to the test. Targets are set out in a dark environment at 20 yards, 30 yards, and 60 yards. We'll see how these reticles look like under night vision, and then we're going to also use an AR illuminator to see how the optics looks with illumination on the target. With that said, let's dive right into the first test. Starting out the showdown today is going to be what many would consider the king of night vision, the Eotech EXPS. The version that we have here today is the EXPS 3-0. It provides a true two eyes open shooting design with a very large eye box that's also very forgiving and helps you find your targets very fast. It has 20 daylight settings, and of course today we're going to be in the one of the 10 night vision settings. This can be reached with the dedicated night vision button on this left side of the EXPS. The reticle is super clear, really easy to find your targets, and with the IR illuminator you're able to see your targets fairly well, and the versatility of the brightness of the optics is something that really just helps you overcome any bloom or lights that you're looking at. I'll apologize now that the videos of the other optics showing their different brightness settings had an issue, so I wasn't able to actually put the comparison in. But for now, here are some of the different settings of the Eotech. The next optic that we're going to show is actually one that actually really surprised me. The Eotech is a $789 optic. The Holosun 515 is almost half the price at $375. The Holosun is a 20mm microsight optic made of 7075 aluminum, and that is just like all the other optics that we are reviewing. What makes it very special besides the price point is that it has an MRS system, which is also known as the multi-reticle system. And what that kind of means is that it's kind of a hybrid of the T2 with the battery life and the red dot, but also has what the Eotech has with the circle and dot. On top of all of that, and what could be also a small drawback compared to the others, is that it only has 2 night vision settings. But at that price point that many people could afford, in my opinion, it really makes up for what the optic has drawbacks for. But it's still very usable as a passive device, or you could always turn up the reticle to a brighter setting. It's a very strong choice of what I would consider to be a very good entry-level or intermediate optic. The next optic that we're going to look at is the Sig 4XT Pro or 4T Pro. It takes its design from the Comp M5 rather than the more popular T2. One of the biggest changes that Sig introduced in this new generation of optic is a different glass coating aimed at boosting light transmission and the additional specific night vision button at the top of the device. As we just talked about, the device is operated by 2 push buttons that change the brightness on the top with an additional night vision button in the center, which I find to be a substantial improvement to the previous model. While it's great to have that button, it does default to the highest brightest setting when switching back from daytime mode to night vision mode. So you just need to be a little bit careful during nighttime use just not to blow out your goggles with just a bright light of the reticle. The ease of toggling between the modes though really helps make it one of my favorite optics, and it reminds me of using the Eotech models because of the button pushes and its compact design. Light transmission with the night vision on the 4T Pro has seen a very significant improvement, rivaling to the Aimpoint T2. While it doesn't quite match the EXPS due to its larger glass window that lets more light in, it marks a considerable leap forward to the technology that Sig is bringing out with a very clear detail through its lens and also demonstrated in the videos. When it comes to the price point, the Sig 4T Pro again shines in all offerings that it brings to the table. It's got a multi-reticle system and it's priced at $600 for the 4XT Pro and the 4T Pro. Only difference between the two is one runs off of a AAA battery and the other one runs off of a CR2032. At this price point, the Sig 4T comes in around $200 under both what the Eotech and the Aimpoint T2 is offering at. Again, this is a fantastic bang for the buck hybrid system, kind of like the Holosun 515 that we just looked at, just in a little bit more durable package in my opinion. Overall, the addition of the night vision button, the option to use a multi-reticle sight, enhanced light transmission, competitive price, has really led me to replace a lot of my Eotechs and T2 on my rifles. It stands toe-to-toe with the T2 and the Eotech when you consider the feature sets. The durability is something that we aren't totally sure about, but given Sig's track record and the lifetime warranty, it's really not something that I am very concerned about. Overall, it's been super happy with it and looking forward to put it through its paces. Up next is the Aimpoint T2. The T2 features a very versatile range of brightness settings, including 4 tailored for night vision use and 8 for daylight conditions. The brightness on and off switch are conveniently located in the battery cap on the right-hand side of the optic. While, in my opinion, it's not the easiest to change compared to buttons, there really is something to say about positive clicks that is both satisfying and reassuring and works. What sets the Aimpoint Micro series apart, and personally what I find most appealing about these dots, is really the compact design. It's true to its micro designation, and these optics are noticeably smaller but have a very clear optics for both daytime and nighttime use. The physical presence of both of the optic body and the mount means there's minimal obstruction to your sight picture for night vision use and really lets you target focus. This is very different than the overly burdensome EXPS3 that I have sometimes. At over $900 for the optic though, it is something that's quite expensive, but it's also very proven. If you're looking for something that's ultra lightweight and super clear, the T2 might be your option. When it comes to the Aimpoint Comp M5, it really is the same as a T2, and it comes down to what you're looking for. The Comp M5 is slightly larger with a larger objective lens, which offers a little bit better visibility and slightly longer battery life, but the T2 is so close in comparison that it really just comes down to what you're looking for. Both optics are titans of the industry, they're both battle proven, and they both do exceptionally well under night vision and in daytime. The clarity between the two is about the same under night vision and during the daytime. So again, going back to it, you are going to be happy with either choice, and it comes down to your personal preference and your styling of your rifle. The Sig Romeo 5 features 8 daylight settings and 2 for night vision. And when I say night vision, I just mean there's 2 settings that are dim enough to use for night vision. I wouldn't say this is a perfect night vision optic, but it really just does work. While the optic quality may not be as clear as top models such as Aimpoint and Eotech, as you can see in the video, it does work and you are able to see your targets. Similar to the T2, the design is sleek and lightweight and remarkably compact. It's barely noticeable when you have it on your rifle, and it functions very similar to the T2, even though I hate to admit that. At a price point of just below $150 and a battery life of over 40,000 hours, it presents a really appealing contrast to the more expensive T2s and SIGs and Eotechs on the market. Despite its price point, it really has been a proven optics for just plinking. It's something that many people can consider for just a cheap plinker gun and you want to use outside at night. The Vortex Sparc AR was just another optic that I had in the safe. It falls in the same class as the Sig Romeo 5, but gosh, does it just work. The price point of the optic is around $185. It doesn't have any fancy features, but as you can see in the video, you are able to see your targets at night. What it comes down to while comparing all these optics is it comes down to what you're looking to spend and what your use case is. All of these optics are going to allow you to see your targets at night at different ranges. Some of them have dedicated night vision settings, but others do not. My favorite one is still the Sig 4T. It has the best value to durability to quality out of all the optics that I tested. It is super clear and really one of my favorites. Let me know if there's any other optics you want me to test. Happy to get them and see what we could do. Thank you very much.